There we go. Okay, everybody, how are you doing? I can see stuff going already. Couple big requests for everybody as you're coming online. One, I have slow chat enabled, which means you can only post a message every minute or so. It's just so that my chat thing doesn't get overwhelmed by everybody saying hi and not anything else. Also, please, if you're going to post in chat, don't just give a hi or a hello or a oh my gosh. Give a question, a comment, or something that adds to the conversation. Otherwise, I've got hundreds of people all saying hi and I can't see the other stuff. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I can already see all sorts of messages here. So I'm going to do my best to start answering questions as they pop up and as I see them. Ooh, yeah, a whole bunch of highs already. Let's see. First one I see is by Collie Paws, my favorite ride at Disney. Tower of Terror. Loved Tower of Terror. When I was working in studios, I would oftentimes start off my day riding Tower and then go into work. Loved Rock and Roller Coaster. Loved Expedition Everest. Toy Story Mania was a lot of fun. Pirates is always a sentimental favorite too. But Tower of Terror is probably the favorite one. Let's see. Somebody sees a dog. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. The brown one, let's see. Kind of hard to see her. Hey, Ginger, come here. She's curled up going to sleep. There's one brown one that you'll see. That's Ginger. There's another one that's been shaved. That is Sealy. She's been shaved because she has allergies. Let's see here. See what else I can... Let's see. West Yorkshire in the UK. Wow. All sorts of stuff here. If I had a chance to work in a theme park, would I accept or deny the job? As long as I've got time to do it, I would definitely take it. Love working in theme parks. I actually started working more as a side job to relax during my other busy stuff. Busch Gardens, I was actually teaching full-time in Tampa at the time. Disney, I was actually doing that in addition to youth pastoring and doing some other stuff. Silver Dollar City I was doing while I was head pastoring. So it's always been a side job to do just because I enjoy it so much. Let's see. Favorite Disney movie? There's too many of them for me to count, especially when you start adding in the Marvel and Star Wars. I'm terrible on favorites. I never have just one of anything. There's too many. In fact, if you see my shelf that's sitting just over here on the side where you can't see it, I've got probably about 200 movies, about half of which are Disney. So, tough to do. Let's see. Marissa Bodart asks, how my brother can be scared of rides every now and then. How do you convince him that not all rides are scary? Experience. Don't tell him scary stories. Don't do things that scare him, which I'm bad sometimes. I like to do that to people just because it's fun. But only if I think they're actually having fun with it. For me, it was just starting to ride and realizing as I rode more that they weren't as scary as I thought they were. So, yeah, not a lot of help there, sorry. Jacob Williams asks, favorite ride at SCC? The train, of course. Duh. Loved Outlaw Run, too. Outlaw Run is probably my favorite coaster in the park. Let's see. What is my favorite dark ride besides those at Disney? Ooh, let's see. Best time I've ever had at a theme park? I actually made a whole video about my best time at a theme park. That's the Shadows of 9/11, kids' first time at Disneyland. So, got a whole video that tells you about that one. Let's see. Favorite part of the Disney parks? I love the atmosphere. I love the escape from reality. Love being able to just check out the real world and just be able to enjoy. Favorite dark ride besides those at Disney? There's a bunch of them I like. Flooded Mine at Silver Dollar City is a great one. Fire in the Hole kind of fits into that as well. I'm trying to remember which Six Flags park. I think it's Texas that had Monster Plantation. That was a really fun one. It might be St. Louis that had that, but one of the two. I don't remember. It was St. Louis. They've since converted, I believe. Goodness. The Log Flume at Knott's Berry Farm is a great dark ride. Yes, it's got the plunge, but it's just a classic. They've also got the Calico Mine Train there. That's also a really fun one. Oh, and Dr. Seuss at Islands of Adventure. Can't forget that. And Spider-Man at Islands would probably qualify as well. I have not been on Harry Potter there, so I can't comment on it. Let's see here. Favorite Pixar movie? It kind of falls into the same thing with Disney. There's too many of them I like. Up makes me cry every time I watch it. Multiple times. Terrible. Last time I was at Walt Disney World was in 2011 when I worked there. I moved to Missouri in 2011 and really haven't been back to the park since. 2 years ago, we did actually go down to Florida for some business meetings and conferences. Got to resort hop for the day. And that was basically jumping around to the Contemporary, the Polynesian, Fort Wilderness, Grand Floridian, and then downtown Disney, which is now called Disney Springs. So we hopped around a little bit and explored that way, but I haven't been able to get into the park since then. Haven't been down to Florida except for once, and we just didn't have time and didn't have the money. Let's see. My favorite joke or line in the Silver Dollar City train robbery. This is a stick-up. Well, never mind. That's the best joke in the whole show. If you've never seen the train robbery, basically they actually take a stick and hold it up in the air and say, "This is a stick-up." And yeah, it's a corny joke, but I love it. Let's see here. Ooh, you guys are throwing all sorts of stuff at me. Can you sing? Oh, no, you don't want me to sing, Rebecca Bell. I'm very sorry. I'm scrolling back a little bit because I got behind you guys. Woo, boy. If I miss your question, please don't feel bad. I mean, it's already more than I can possibly ask. Do I know Europark in Germany? I know of it. I have never been to Europe, so I haven't been to any of the parks there. But I've heard the name, and I've heard good things about it. Unfortunately, I can't tell you a whole lot more than that. Let's see. If I was to dress up in any character from Disney, who would I dress up as and why? Pirates. I love pirates. Pirates would be my greatest fun. Let's see. Have I been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg? Yes. Years ago. It's probably been about 15 years, maybe not quite that long. Loved Apollo's Chariot. Loved Alpengeist. Love all the airtime on Apollo's Chariot. That was just a blast. They were building the castle ride, and I'm forgetting the name of it, so forgive me. But love the park. I love the Busch parks. Let's see. Would I ever like to see Avatar-based rides attractions at the theme park? Well, you've got Avatar Land coming in Animal Kingdom here pretty soon. I'm terrible. I have actually never seen the movie. I know. Terrible thing to admit. One of these times I will. I just haven't done it yet. So it's not a big deal to me either way. Although I've heard it's supposed to look gorgeous. Let's see here. In Disneyland, I know there are characters that only appear special times and seasons, others every day. Does the Mad Hatter appear only at special times, and have you ever worked with him? I don't know. I was at Disney World, not Disneyland. The Mad Hatter, I know, both would make appearances by the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, but I don't know what the schedule is. I don't know how often. The one time I got to work with the Mad Hatter, because he usually didn't have a photographer, was way back when there was Toontown at Disney World, and in the Princess Room, something happened and the princesses were sick, and so they had to get a substitute character. And so you ended up with the Mad Hatter in there with two princesses. Let's just say it was a little nuts. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of crazy. Not what you would normally expect in a princess room. Let me see here. Let's see. Crazy Family Show. Loved our first time at Disneyland. Still wish you could have been our personal photographer. I'd love to be somebody's personal photographer. It was actually something we talked about doing as a PhotoPass thing as part of the Year of a Million Dreams, is having a photographer follow a family around for a couple hours. But we never really did it. But I would kind of do that for friends. I would also do it with the elementary school that my wife worked at. They had an annual field trip to Epcot for 3rd grade, and so I would just follow along and be the photographer for the day. A lot of fun. Had a blast doing that. Somebody wants me for their personal photographer? Hey, if you're willing to pay my costs and expenses, I'd be happy to do it for you. Okay, there's dreaming big. Are Are Disney parks my favorite theme parks? That's from Jamie Kuntz. My favorite theme park is whichever park I happen to be in at the moment, for the most part, as long as it's not a bad day. Um, every park is different for me, and I appreciate what they are for what they are. So yes, I absolutely love Disney. They would be up there in my favorites, but I love Universal. I love Silver Dollar City. I love Holiday World. Magic Mountain was a wonderful place for me. Lots of things. Ginger. That's my dog saying hello. Do I remember my first ride in a roller coaster? Yes, it was Willard's Wizard at what is now Paramount's Great America. Well, California's Great America. It was Marriott's Great America at the time, and that was one of the very first roller coasters I ever rode. Scared me to death at the time now. Now I love it. Wish I could go back and ride it again. Favorite food and dessert if I could eat it every day? Tacos and pistachio nuts. Yep. Let's see. Wooden or steel coasters? Airtime. Whether it's steel, whether it's wood, I like airtime. For those who don't know what airtime is, that's that wonderful feeling when it pushes you up out of your seat and you kind of float there for a little bit. That's airtime, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So whether steel or wood, don't know. Let's see. Favorite board game? Ooh, that'd be tough. Let me think about that, see if I can come back. What rides do you recommend for first-timers to Disney? All of them? Everybody knows the big ticket rides. See what looks fun for you, and I'm terrible because everybody likes different things. And so for me to tell you what I think is the best isn't necessarily going to be what's your favorite. So I'm not going to be able to give you a real good recommendation there without you knowing, or me knowing you a little bit better. So sorry, I know that's a cop-out answer. Let's see. We got Family of the Day one year. That would be cool from Canadian Disney fans. User Glutes asks, does the Cheshire Cat ever come out in Disney World? I don't know that I have ever seen him other than on a couple floats. So I don't think so. Somebody found out my age. Kwame, were you checking on me? Let's see. What genre? Matt Casey asks, what genre of music do I like? It's easier to ask what I don't like, because there's really not much. I listen to classical, contemporary, pop, rock, rap, country, soundtracks. I mean, I listen to just about everything. If it's got a lot of curse words in it, I'm probably not going to listen to it. If it's violent or, lots of sexual innuendo, I don't listen to it. But the genres, I like everything. Let's see. Best time I've had at a theme park, I answered that one. That was my trip at Disney. Have I been to the Holy Land experience in Orlando? Yes, and we really enjoyed it. But then we're Christians, so we would have a good time with that. Woo! And I know I have fallen way behind, so forgive me if I skip a bunch here. Have I ever been on the Haunted Mansion? I have, except for the new Fantasyland redo that they've done. I have been on every single ride that was at Disney as of 2011. And as far as Disneyland goes, every single ride there as of about as of about 2004. I have been on every single ride at Disneyland. If I work at a park or I visit a park, I try to literally go on everything. Yes, even the kiddie coasters and the kiddie rides if I can. So if you ask me, have you been to a park and been on? The answer is yes. What was the best part of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade? I like the toy soldiers. Love the toy soldiers. That's why I put a little clip up there as one of my bonus videos. Ginger, come here. Yeah. Okay, people want to see the dog. There's the dog. Say hi. Let me see here. Chris Cube asks, do I play video games? I just don't have a lot of time for video games. I love them, but not very much. Wait, Jamie Kuhn says, bye, I'm sorry, I have bad taste. I have to unsubscribe. What kind of bad taste would I have? Is liking everything bad? Let's see. Jay Norris, about my commenter, do you know you didn't deal with it personally, but do they have a lot of problems with crime in the parks? I don't know. I honestly have no clue if they did or not, because I didn't deal with it in any way at all. I was never aware of any crime. I know people could park their strollers and leave stuff on it, and it just sat there and nobody bothered it. Generally, people don't go into the parks to steal. So I didn't hear of anything, but again, I didn't deal with any of it. Hello, Sandy. And there's one of my cats. Say hi. Jafar, let's see. The Samurai Hobbit asks, I can do a really good Jafar voice, but I don't have his height. Any chance I could play him in Disney World? Jafar really doesn't come out to meet anybody. And when he does, he is a fur character, so he doesn't talk. So Disney, the very first thing with any character is going to be height. If you've got the height to play them, and then if they're a fur character, they're going to teach you how to animate, which means how to act like them. If they're not, then you've got to have the look, the complexion, the voice. But if it's a fur character, they don't talk. Let's see. King Juna asks, any ride attraction from Disney I miss? All of them. There really wasn't one I didn't like. Chris Cube asks, if a fan saw you, could we come ask for a photo and autograph? Yes, absolutely. I'm happy to take pictures. I don't know why you'd want my autograph, because it's really not a big deal. I'm not anybody special. But if you want it, I'm happy to give it to you. I've had a lot of fun this year at Silver Dollar City when people have said hi and recognized me. So yeah, if you see me around, sure, stop. I'd love to talk to you. Let's see. Turtwig 1200 asks, have I ever been to Canada's Wonderland? I wish. I have not been to Canada at all yet. I want to get up there. My family roots are actually from Montreal. We settled Quebec City. We were the second wave of immigrants in there. So I would really love to get up to Canada at some point, but I don't know when that will happen. Love to get up there. Let's see here. Have I been to Michigan Adventures before? Right? Any box funny? No, not yet. That's another place I would like to get to. Let's see. And my chat is jumping around, so if I miss your question, ask me again. Don't you two get into a mess here. Okay. Favorite PhotoPass moment for Canadian Disney fans? Best thing I can tell you there is watch the video. There's so many of them, I really can't pick just one. And I still have more I have not told yet. So I don't want to steal any thunder. But I share a lot of my favorite moments. So, if I could have any position at Disney World, what would it be? If it wasn't PhotoPass, which is right up there, I would have loved to have been part of the Dream Squad when they had that during the Year of Million Dreams. Walking around and just making people's days, making magic and finding ways you can make them happy. That was awesome. I was so jealous of them. Otherwise, I loved what I did there. Janet2375 asks, what vlog camera would I say is the best? I don't have a clue. I'm making this up as I go and learning. Originally, what I shot my videos on was this. That's a Galaxy 6 Edge. What I'm using now is actually a Nikon D3200 DSLR, which is why you see my picture have improved. And then I'm using a Zoom H1 with a lapel mic from Sony to record my sound. And hopefully you've noticed the improvement in the videos recently. That doesn't mean they're the best. I honestly couldn't tell you that. There's people who specialize in that on YouTube. Check their videos. They can give you better advice than I can. Jamie Davies asks, have I ever been to any parks outside the U.S., such as Disneyland Paris? Again, I haven't been to Europe. The parks I have been outside of the U.S. are all down in South America. There's 2 in Colombia, South America I've been to, and 1 in Costa Rica. And love them. They're not anywhere near the same as Disney parks, but had a lot of fun with them. Okay, excuse me, cat. Hello, say bye. Let's see. Again, people asking, what's my favorite Disney movie? Orlando Ramos and a couple others. I can't pick a favorite. I'm terrible about picking one favorite of anything, whether it's music or movies or rides or coasters or anything at all like that, because I have a broad range of stuff I like. So any specific favorite, I'm never going to be able to tell you, especially once they added in Marvel and Star Wars. there's just too much I like. So, sorry, Oswaldo. Did I get to meet any rare characters? Yes, I did. I've actually got some pictures up on my SmugMug photo page. So if you look at smugmug.com/SirWillow, there's actually an old photo directory there from a few years back of Disney characters, and there are some rare characters in there. Xander B asks, am I currently working for a theme park? No, I am not. I have a FAQ up on my Facebook page that tells you why I'm not and where I've been and when I was and what I'm doing now. I'm pastoring a church right now, volunteering at my local school, and substitute teaching, so that keeps me pretty busy. Nikki Dilt, sorry. When you said Holiday World, was that the one in Indiana? Absolutely. Is there another one? Let's see. Why do some characters only come out for special events like the Christmas party? Asks ZoomZoom103. Because that's what Disney does. I have no idea on that planning process. I wasn't part of it. I just took photos. So you'd have to ask people in the upper realm of entertainment there. Let's see. Mr. Sweeney Todd, do you have a favorite Disney song? There's one of them single favorites again. Nope. Way too many. I have not seen Moana yet. I just saw that scroll by. Yes, I am a coaster fan. My favorite coaster park. Here's another one of those. What's your favorite? I don't have one. There's too many I like. Sorry, guys. If you're going to ask a favorite anything, I can give you kind of a list, and I plan on doing some videos with some of those lists, but they're not ranked. There isn't a specific favorite on anything. Have I seen the YouTube channel Blimey Cow? No, I have not. I'll have to take a look for that. Let's see. Wicked Wendigo. Have you seen Moana? Not yet. I plan on it, but my schedule has just not let me see that. Oh, hey, look. You can actually see my... Let's see. Get the point the right way. That's one of my cats. That's Ruby. Don't make a mess, Ruby. Have I heard about the Cirque du Soleil theme park? Yes, but I have no idea how that's going to work out. It should be interesting. Thank you, Brianna. Daisy Simmer, what sort of church? I'm an Assemblies of God pastor. It's a very small church in a small town. We live in a town of about 1,400 people. And my church has been around for quite a while, but not real big at the moment. We're working on building it again. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Thais Ferrer, and I know I'm messing up your name. I'm sorry. You say, in the video you show your collection, you talked about a paper you always used to wear with you to give to people you thought would be good fits working at the park. Do all CMs wear them with them? Not everybody carries the cast member recruitment cards. A lot do, but not everybody does. If you're interested in working there, just ask. Go into one of the shops and ask so they can get the cards for you. But it's nice because it's a referral card and will have their code number on it. And then if the person they give it to gets hired, they actually get a bonus in their paycheck for it. Lloyd Black, thank you. You are very welcome. I'm happy you're enjoying them. Let's see. Oh, it scrolled so fast. I just saw a question I wanted to answer and I lost it. User Glutes asks, have I seen the new Beauty and the Beast movie? Yes, my whole family went to see it and we absolutely loved it. Wonderful movie. Aunt Panella, have you heard of Jennifer Oakes? Yes, I have. If I remember right, she was the one who was one of the princesses. She was there at the same time I was. And I think I probably worked with her at some point, but I can't say for sure. And I can't remember if I sent a note or not. But there's a very good chance we did work together at some point. Let's see. Do I know anything about Disney and wheelchairs? Walt Disney was never in a wheelchair. He went straight to the hospital and died there, but he never used a wheelchair. I know probably not the answer you were looking for, but Disney has a wonderful section on their site for disabilities and special needs. Check that out. All the questions will be on the Disney website. Have I been to Six Flags Great America? Yes, I went there back in 2002 as part of the trip. That Return to Cedar Point trip, it was on that trip as well. Absolutely loved it at the time. It's been 15 years. But for me, it felt like going back to Marriott's Great America in California because they had so much of the original theming. So loved it at the time. What are some good hidden gem parks that many people don't know about but you enjoyed? Knoebels is a wonderful one. In Pennsylvania, really enjoyed that. Um, oh, goodness. Hidden gems. Legoland in California is a wonderful little park. One that we really enjoyed. Um, the funny thing is, for people outside of an area, almost every park could be considered a hidden gem. A lot of people consider Silver Dollar City a hidden gem, which I really like. So there's a lot of really good parks out there. Let's see. Ruby is so cute. Oh, if you only knew. How many pets do I have? I have 2 dogs and 2 cats. And typically they all sleep on me. Makes for very interesting nights. Let's see. Raiden Storm asks, does the Small World song get stuck in my head? Lots of songs get stuck in my head. What's really bad is when they all get mixed up together. Let's see. Was I there for Disneyland 60th? No, I was not. When I was in Florida working from 2006 to 2011, I did not get to go out to California to visit and go to Disneyland there. And I haven't been to Disneyland since, 2003? 2004. So it's been a long time. Long time. Let's see. Have I worked at any Six Flags park? No. Again, check the FAQ on my Facebook page. It'll answer those kinds of questions for you. Let's see. Have I ever visited Israel? No, I really, really want to. Outside of some trips to South America, I had a trip to Asia when I was in high school. I got to go to Hong Kong and Thailand. But other than that, I have not been to Europe. I haven't been to the Middle East or Israel or anything like that. So a lot of places I'd like to go and no way to do it. Let's see. Captain Ninetails, I think I said that right. Mentioned me being mentioned on the Tim Tracker vlog. I did see that. It caught me by surprise. I don't know who wrote in, but thank you to whoever that was. It's kind of neat to see the name getting out there a little bit. Let's see. Chris Yoder asks, how do you get... Hi, Chris! How are you? How do you get out of character after work? I just can't turn it off. I didn't for hours after work a lot of times either, especially at Silver Dollar City. I would drive the family nuts. I would have times that I would work at Silver Dollar City robbing on a Wednesday, come back, have to lead the Bible study, and I would do my Bible study as Alfie or Ralphie Bolin, which was really interesting sometimes. So it's tough to get out of character sometimes. Kai Varnals asks, any advice for wannabe cast members? I've got 2 great videos for you on that. One, actually 3. The making of a cast member, we'll talk about it some. Why I worked at theme parks. What makes a good cast member. Attitude. Why I worked at theme parks. And then how to get a job as a Disney cast member. All 3 of those should help you with that. Let's see. My favorite thing about Disneyland. Too many things to list. Just loved being able to escape. Let's see. Ghost Host asks, what was the worst thing that happened on the train? I've actually talked about a lot of those already in the videos. Probably the time I dropped the gun. That was probably the worst. That was kind of scary. So check that one out. Let's see. Winter Seeker wants to know if you can get a shout out. No. Okay. Daisy Simmer wants to know if I've ever thought about going to Australia or New Zealand. There are lots of places I would dearly love to go. But my wife is a public school teacher, and I am basically an unpaid pastor. So we live on a very tight budget in a very small house. You can actually, behind me, you see almost half of my house. There, point right. That is my whole kitchen just about. You can't see the back counter, but that's about it. And that is most of my living room. So The bedrooms are small. They're about 8 feet by 8 feet. That gives you an idea of our budget. If I drive around a 1996 Isuzu, and my other van is a 2006 van. So tight budget. We'd love to travel more, but we just don't have the funds. Let's see. Austin Sovereigns asked, have I ever been to World of Fun? I'm doing that this summer, finally. We will be there the third week in July for 2 days. We're actually staying at Worlds of Fun Village with my niece, and we'll spend 2 days at Worlds of Fun and Oceans of Fun. 6 years in Missouri, and I'm finally getting there. So, let's see. John Vidal, good morning from Southern California. Your last name sounds familiar. Do you know a Mary by chance? Let me pop this up. Nicole, thank you for the... Oh, Nicole, I am so sorry to hear about your dad. We will be praying for you guys. If you send me a prayer request, I definitely pray for you. I'm not one of those that just says I'm praying and then forget it. We'll be praying for your family. I'm so sorry about that. Sir James wants to know if I've heard of any parks in the UK and would I ever like to go to them. If there is a park somewhere, I want to go. That's the easy answer. Do I want to go to it? Yes, I do. I don't care where it is. I don't care what kind of park. I want to go. I love theme parks. So, Saint to E, how does it feel to have your own subreddit? Weird. The fact I've got 21,000 people watching me and almost 200 watching this right now is weird for me. I'm a normal guy, and I'm just kind of like, wow, there's people liking what I'm doing and watching my stuff and wanting to talk to me. Imagine how you would feel if you had your own subreddit, and if people walked up to you in the park to say hi, and it's an odd feeling, because I'm not a celebrity, I'm not anything special or famous or whatever. It's very humbling. Very humbling. It's exciting, it's neat to see, but it's very humbling too. Let's see. Noah Johnson, is the Disney Premier Pass worth it? I don't know. I can't answer that one. Does it sound like it's worth it to you? For some people, the answer is yes. For some people, the answer is no. It's going to depend upon how often you visit the park and what your budget is and if you think you'll get your money's worth out of it. So things like that, I really can't answer for you because those are personal stuff and it's going to be different for each person. Sorry. Kawhi Frappe wants to know if I know about Tussenfreud. Yes, I do. There's another one I want to go to. Lots of parks I want to go to. Let's see. Shikibara, has your religion ever caused any strife or awkward debate in your workplace? No, it hasn't. I don't let it. I sit down with people from all sorts of other faiths and beliefs and practices, and that's fine. Some people might want it to be a barrier, in which case it's their problem, not mine. I'm not sitting down to preach at them or tell them what they should be. If they want to know what I am, I'm happy to talk about that, but I'm not going to sit there and point fingers and smack them over the head. That's not my job. So, no, I have never allowed it to be a barrier, and if it's been a barrier for somebody, then I'm sorry, but it's their problem, not mine, because I'm not the one causing it. And it's only been like, I had two people. I had one time at Disney, we were sitting at a big table, and one of the guys found out I was a preacher and got rather upset. You know, why are you sitting with us? You shouldn't be doing that. Because apparently he was feeling guilty about what he was doing. I don't know. I never said anything. I was like, yeah, so? Big deal. And he got up and left. Okay, bye. But no, I don't let it be strife. What is the stupidest thing a guest has ever asked? From Twins Go Minecraft. Just watch some of my stupid question videos, and you'll see some of them. I've got another one that's actually scripted. I need to reshoot it again for stupid questions at Busch Gardens. It's one I've been trying to use my green screen for, and it has not been working out. So I'm going to hopefully give that another shot here in 2 or 3 weeks, and hopefully get it to work right. Just watch the stupid question videos. So you'll hear a bunch of them. Let's see. How's the best way to tell a character you don't like being touched, but your family wants pictures? Just keep a distance. That way you don't have to say anything. I don't know about shaking hands. You might want to have a family member just kind of let them know gently. But generally, the characters are pretty good about realizing somebody doesn't want to be touched. And if you just kind of keep your distance or keep other people in between, they'll figure it out. Most of the characters, though, are going to at least shake hands with you, if that's okay. If you don't want to shake hands, then just keep your hands down, and nod at them or something. They'll get the idea. Clay Carmichael, do you know a Bessie Nowland? I have no idea where I would even know Bessie from. If there's somebody that's at Disney now, not a chance, because I haven't been there since 2011. Let's see. Ted Ninetails, if you ever get back out toward Branson, our first planned place to go will be your church. Thank you. That's exciting. I hope we don't disappoint you. Whoa, somebody just donated. Thank you so very much to whoever just donated $20. I really appreciate that. Oh, that's Larry Potter. Thank you, Larry. Larry is one of my patrons and Patreon. So thank you so much, Larry. I really appreciate that. Give him a good shout out. Larry's been here for quite a while. One of my early supporters. So I've been very appreciative of his support along the way. Let's see. Surfing Pikachu, are you going to Shanghai Disneyland? Will somebody pay my way? I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to afford to go, but if somebody's willing to pay, I'm all about going. Let's see. Use your glutes. Have you ever been to any YouTuber events? No, I'm still shocked that I'm considered a YouTuber. I've only been recording videos since end of June, beginning of July last year, and posting them. It was really January and February especially that my channel started to take off. But I live in the middle of nowhere in Missouri. I am 45 minutes south and west of Springfield, like I say, in a town of 1,400. So we've got nothing like that anywhere near us. Some Facey, how do I feel about gays and other people in the LGBT community? They're people, just like every other people. And I don't know what the whole big deal is over labels and why that means anybody should be treated differently. It makes no difference. Honestly, I don't walk around asking people, are you gay? Are you straight? That doesn't matter to me. I try to treat everybody about the same. So, hope that answers your question. Again, if you want to ask about religious stuff, well, if they ask me and want to know, I'll tell them what I think, but it's not going to affect how I treat them. It's not going to affect how I think about them. It just means I won't be one. So, let's see. Excuse me while I get a drink. Whew. Lots of questions. What was the first park I went to? First big park would have been Marriott's Great America in Santa Clara, California. We went the year it opened in 1976 and went at least once a year, every year after that for decades. Love that park. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, or Tampa? Either one. Could go either way. Excuse me. Oh, never mind. Shut off. I was going to try and turn off that buzzing, but it looks like it stopped. Love them both. They're different parks. One's themed to Europe. One's themed to Africa. Both great parks. James Williams asks, is it true that the person in the Mickey costumes are female and the Goofy costume taller people? Mickey is a boy. It doesn't matter if he's wearing his jacket and pants or not. Mickey's a boy. That's why Minnie is interested in him. Yes, they changed their costumes during the Year of a Million Dreams. They had blue outfits instead of the traditional ones. You can see Sorcerer Mickey at Hollywood Studios and other places. So the costumes will change, but he's still the same boy mouse, and Goofy can't help the fact that he's tall. So, do I ever visit theme parks further north? If I actually make a map of the U.S. and the states I visited, there's almost kind of this line that cuts across from about Colorado south. And I've been to most of the South. I've been to several in Pennsylvania and Ohio. But there's a lot of the North I have not been to, but I would really like to go. So, do I ever? Yes, I ever. Have I ever? Not yet most of the time. Do I hope they add Clay Carmichael, do I hope they add Israel and Epcot? I would love to see Israel and Epcot. I'd love to see a couple other countries in Epcot, regardless of which ones. So, not picky there. Nicole Bird, do I watch Justin Scared? I have seen a couple of his videos. I haven't watched very many just because I don't have a whole lot of time, and most of his walkthroughs are places I've been. So they're not bad, they're just not what I would usually watch. John Vidal says, Larry, you're my hero. Yay for Larry. Mr. Appleface, why don't I teach anymore? I do teach. I substitute teach. I don't teach full-time, quite simply because I got tired of dealing with the politics and the parents. I just got tired of the drag. Teachers aren't allowed to teach a whole lot anymore, but that's a whole political thing that you really don't want me to get into. I just think that there's a lot of things broken about our education system, and they're not getting fixed because we keep putting politicians in charge instead of educators. So, let's see. What are the top 5 theme parks you want to go and have never been to? I don't think I can limit it to just 5. Six Flags Great Adventure would be there. Disneyland Tokyo, Disneyland Shanghai, Disneyland Hong Kong, Alton Towers, goodness, the Blackpool in England I would love to go to. Oh, sheesh. Trying to think of some of the others. I'm going to massacre this name. Forgive me for saying it wrong, but Efteling, and I know I've got that wrong. There's just a lot of parks I would really like to go to that I haven't been able to. So, can't limit it to 5. It's probably about 30. Kennywood's in that list, too. Whoa! Thank you, Prodigy Smash, for the $2 on the Super Chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Am I going to the D23 Expo? No, because I live in Missouri. I'm nowhere near it. Nikki Ditz wants to know, Dollywood versus Silver Dollar City. It's been several years since I've been to Dollywood. It was back in 2004, and I loved it. Dollywood has since grown massively since then. So I haven't been back, though. I know there's a lot of similarities. I would probably lean towards Dollywood, but that's just because I haven't been there in several years. They're both great parks. Coaster Master, Wildfire or Powder Keg at SDC? I tend to prefer Powder Keg a little bit. It's got some more airtime spots. I like Wildfire, but Powder Keg, I like the launch and I like the airtime. Let's see here. Let's see. Removal of the hat at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Loved the removal or hated it? I loved it. I didn't hate the hat as much as some did, but I love the look of the Hollywood Theater much better than the hat. So I was happy to see it go. SCP, what's my favorite board game? I'm assuming you're asking because you can see my games back there. Oh, goodness. We've been playing a lot of Ticket to Ride lately. Carcassonne has been a lot of fun as well for us. We tend to play more cards as well. So, but everything back there we play. Unique Monique wants to know if I would go on the Disney cruise. Yes, in fact, I've actually been on the boat for all of 6 hours. When my kids were much younger, we got to film a commercial for the Disney cruise where they got to play in the kids' playrooms. Shot it for the Travel Channel. And as part of it, we actually went to the older kids' playroom, and at the time, they had a big bridge, fake bridge in there where you could pretend to steer the boat and park it. And they actually took me and my son and filmed me doing it. So if you'd seen the old Disney cruise special on Travel Channel, and it's not, I haven't been able to find it anymore, but my son and I were actually almost at the halfway point parking this boat and then giving each other a big high five. Would have loved to go on the full cruise. Actually looked at it for next year, which is our 25th anniversary, and it's $4,000 for the two of us to go. So that's definitely not in the budget. Let's see, Kings Island or Kings Dominion? I have been to Kings Island. I haven't been to Kings Dominion. I drove past it, but didn't get to go. Let's see here. Oh, and Cole, I said it right. Yay! I got that spelling right! Greetings from the Netherlands. Netherlands is actually another place my family is from. Going way back, my mother's maiden name is Oliviers. And I know I'm not saying that the proper Dutch way, but they originally come from South Holland. So, yes, I've got a little bit of a... I'd love to get there for some of that. Let's see. Have you ever witnessed a crime take place while working in an amusement park? Outside of a little kid kicking his sister in the mouth? No, I have not. Um, well, I should correct that a little bit. Uh, I chaperone field trips, and I was actually chaperoning my wife's class to the LA Zoo one year, way back. And she gave me all the troublemakers because I can be a little gruff if I need to. And I actually caught one of the kids shoplifting in the gift store, and got to drag him up to the officer myself and have the officer scare the crud out of him. So that's the one crime I've seen. Serena P. How do I feel about Pandora being in Disney World since it's not actually Disney? I've heard it's supposed to look great. That kind of thing doesn't make a big difference. Although I don't see why they need the movie tie-in, but I think it'll be really neat. I've heard good stuff about it so far from the cast, previews that they've hinted at. Todd Cocker apparently wants to get banned. Goodbye, Todd. So, let's see here. What's my favorite theme park I've worked at? I honestly can't pick. I really enjoy both of them. Disney and Silver Dollar City are pretty close, but they're very different. At Silver Dollar City, I got to play a goofy train robber, and it was a lot of fun. At Disney, I was a photographer, so they're different types of jobs, but they were both an absolute blast. I honestly don't know which one I would pick. Let's see. Would I ever guest pastor at another church? I have done that a couple times. I'm not a great speaker. I'm not one of these big flamboyant preachers that you see marching around the platform and making a huge to-do and getting people yelling and screaming. That's not me. Although I like to think that the people who listen to me are fairly interested. But yeah, if another church invited me to speak, absolutely, I'd go. John Vidal, this channel's going to get big. Thank you. I'm surprised it's as big as it is. Northwest Rail Fan tells me the Travel Channel Cruise Lines videos on YouTube. Can you give me a link to that? I would love to see it, because if it is, I want to get it downloaded. Again, on TV, we were about the 27-minute mark, I think, if I remember from Netflix. Yeah, give me a link if you can. 72 Speedway, thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. What do I think of Universal Orlando's Nintendo? I don't know much about it. We had a blast at Universal Orlando. Loved Islands of Adventure. This is back, last time I was there, they were working on the Harry Potter, so it's been a long time. I just don't know that much about the Nintendo there, so I really can't say a whole lot. It's something I need to look into more, because I've heard bits and pieces, but I just don't know much, so I can't really say anything. Any tips for traveling with toddlers? Take breaks. The first time we took my kids to Disneyland, they were 4 and 5 years old. We were there at park opening, and then about 1, we pulled out of the park, went to the hotel, and crashed for a couple hours. Relaxed, slept, re-energized, and then went back in and closed the parks out. And did that every day, and it was wonderful. That's the best thing I can tell you, is take breaks. Let me see. What do you think Disneyland should do with the increase in guests and the soon-to-be-open Star Wars land, which would fill the park even more? They're going to do what they've been doing. They're going to keep raising ticket prices, because as long as people pay it, they'll keep raising them up. No reason for them to give discounted. And that's probably what they're going to do. The more money they can make off it, the better. Let's see. Valencia Everdeen. Not any relation to Katniss, are you? What's my favorite memory from working at the theme parks? I can't pick just one. I've put a number of them in the videos. There's more I'm going to share about them. But there really isn't just one. There's multiple. And so that's why I've got, 56 videos now? So keep watching the videos. You'll be able to tell which ones are some of my favorites. Jonathan Nertz. Which theme parks have I worked at? Go check out my FAQ on my Facebook page, Jonathan. I've been at Disneyland, I have been at Disney World in Florida, worked at all 4 parks there, Busch Gardens, Tampa, and Silver Dollar City in Branson. Let's see. Ghost Host, you're a really big idol to me. When I'm older, I hope to work at Disneyland as a photographer. Thank you. I appreciate that, but don't idolize me. I am honestly just a normal human being. My family jokes about how grumpy and irritable I am at night or when I'm tired. If you catch me on a bad day, trust me, I'm not as nice. Strive to be the best that you can be. That's the best thing you can do. Seven Wooters, do you know the Diz? D-I-S. I know who they are. I have watched some of their videos, but I do not know them personally. When I was at Disney World, there were 55,000 cast members working. So you would get to know people in your department and maybe ones you work close with, and that would be about it. So people ask me about Swoozie. Swoozie was there about the same time. I might have crossed paths with him, but we never got to know each other. Chad Davenport, have I ever read the Kingdom Keepers novels by Ridley Pearson? Absolutely. Love them, really enjoyed them. I have not read the... I read the first 3. I have not read the most recent ones, but I did really enjoy them. Chandler Hoskins, what church do you work at? I want to visit. I pastor at New Hope Church in Crane, Missouri. Crane, which you can actually see on the shirt there. It is a small church. Crane is only 1,400 people. Right now, we've got about 25 people on a Sunday morning. We used to have more, but I had a very large family that is building a camp for foster kids outside of town, and that has kind of pulled them out. But that's where I'm at. The door's open. We'd love to have you on a Sunday if you're in the area. Let's see. Marissa M. Any Disney movies not incorporated in parks you'd like to see incorporated? Ooh, that's... I'll have to think about that one. Send that one to me as a question, Marissa, so I can put it into one of my Q&As later that I record, because that's a good question. Tara M., do I have a favorite Disney World resort? We really enjoyed Fort Wilderness. Loved the outdoor theme there. We really enjoyed the Polynesian. We would tend to hang around the Polynesian quite a bit. We'd watch the fireworks from the Polynesian beach. Enjoyed eating at Ohana, so probably the Polynesian. Animal Kingdom Lodge was also very nice, too. We like to go out there and hang around the animals. In fact, if you see my clip in the Easter video where I'm talking about the hidden Mickeys, most of those are actually at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Let's see. And I just saw something about, won't let you link the Disney Cruise Line special here. Send it to me as a message on YouTube or on Facebook. To do it on YouTube, go to my channel page, hit the About button, and there's an option to send a message there. Send me the link that way. That way you can send it to me. My thing just scrolled crazy. Let's see here. Trying to skim through here. Whoo! Okay, I'm going to see what I can do in the next 10 to 15 minutes, okay? Rachel Means, my husband and I are going to Disney without children for the first time. Any advice on special things to do to make it extra special that is budget-friendly? Relax and have fun. Go do what you want. If you want to see the characters, don't feel bad if there are no kids with you. We get adults all the time that didn't have kids. Get a Dole Whip. I loved the Dole Whips. That'll be over in Adventureland by the Tiki Room. And just relax. The nice thing is you're 2 adults. If you see something you want to do, you can just go do it. And don't worry about not having the kids. I know, not great advice, but that's honestly my best advice. When my wife and I go to parks without kids, we just take our time and stroll. We're not in a hurry to get anywhere, and it makes it really nice. Ingenious 2000 videos. Did I have any uncomfortable moments with religions in Disney? Not necessarily with mine. No, I really didn't. Even though I'm very firm in my beliefs, I have a lot of fun talking to people of different belief systems. I enjoy having those conversations. And so I find it fascinating to be able to talk to people with different beliefs than I do and get to learn what they believe and why they believe it. So, no, I never really had any uncomfortable moments. If somebody was comfortable, sorry, that's their problem, not mine. I'm a knowledge nut. The more I can read, the more I can learn, the happier I am. Charlotte Kai, your videos make me so happy. You're always so happy about things. I love your personality. Don't catch me at the end of a long day. I'm grumpy then. But yeah, I try to be positive. Why waste energy on being negative and upset and mean to people? It's a waste. Sam Aldridge, what denomination do we preach at? I am Assemblies of God. We are Pentecostal, but we are not insane nuts. You notice I'm wearing short sleeves. My ladies wear pants. I preach in jeans. We're very casual. I've heard that there's some weird perceptions about Pentecostals out there. Basically, what it means is we clap, we laugh, we have fun. We enjoy our services, and we see God do great stuff. And I don't want to do too much more than that because I don't want to get preachy on anybody, but Assembly of God. Let's see. What do I think of all those horror stories about Disney parks? Have you heard many of them? There's plenty of other places that talk about horror stories. Most of them are fiction, and I don't put a whole lot of stock in tall tales and stuff. There are some good books out there if you do want to know some true things. The Mouse Tale series by David Koenig is very good. Has some very true stories about behind the scenes there. But otherwise, people just telling horror stories and ghost stories. Not my stuff. Brianna McD, your dumb guest videos always crack me up. Thank you. I hope to make people laugh with those. Let's see. If I could live on the set of any dark ride, which one would you live on and why? Ooh. Send that one to me as a written question through either Facebook or something like that, because that's a good one for a question and answer where I have some time to think about it. That's a good question. I can't answer right off the top of my head. It'd be too much. Out of the 4 Disney parks, which one was the most fun to work at and which one was the most challenging? I loved working at Magic Kingdom because it was magic. That was the one everybody dreamed of going to. People walk on Main Street and see the castle and light up for that. They light up when they meet Mickey. It was just something very magical about Magic Kingdom. I really enjoyed Epcot and Hollywood Studios as well. For me, the one I worked at the least was Animal Kingdom. I only did that a handful of times. And so it kind of gets the challenging just because I didn't work there. I didn't know my way around it as well. With all the trees and plants, it tended to be very hot and humid in the park. And that was kind of tough for me. The hardest challenge actually was the short time I spent working resorts and taking pictures of people at dinner and then having to walk up to them in the middle of the meal and say, hey, don't you want to buy your picture? I hated that. Did not like doing that at all. I want to be able to give people a picture, not interrupt their meal and try to pressure them into buying. Didn't like resorts. I was in and out of there within about 2 months. So didn't have to do that very much. What advice can I give to those thinking of taking the college program? Have fun with it. Apply. Be serious. Smile. I know not everybody makes it in. I don't have a lot of experience with it other than working with people who work college program. So I can't tell you much more than that. Talk to your college counselor. There's a lot of great videos out there by people who are in the CP or been in it. They're going to be much better for advice than I am on that. Let's see. Pork chop. I have not been to any Disney parks outside of the U.S. In fact, outside of 3 parks in South America and Central America, I haven't been to any parks outside the U.S. I would dearly love to go. The quick answer for that one. Let's see. Have I been to Lake Winnie near Chattanooga? The one time I got to drive by it, it was closed the day we were going by. So no, I have not been to Lake Winnie. I would really like to go. Let's see. Trying to skim through and catch what I can in the last couple minutes. Thick Sereno, if I was a Disney princess, I'm sorry, I'm not a princess. We do joke at home that I'm more the mom than my wife is because I like to shop and she doesn't, and I like to cook and she doesn't. But I'm definitely not a princess and just can't. That's when I can't see myself on. Sorry, terrible answer. I'm boring on that one. Let's see. CR reviews. So I like Little House on the Prairie. I actually really enjoyed the books. Neat trivia thing. Laura Ingalls Wilder's home is actually just outside the town that my mother lives in. She doesn't live in that town, but she's not far from it. And I have been to her home in Missouri. It's about an hour and 10 minutes away from where I live right now. Let's see. How is it in America? I live in Belfast, Ireland. How is it in Ireland? How would you answer that question? It's not what TV shows it to be. What time is it over there? It is 1 minute till 1 o'clock for the Flying Scotsman. Let's see. Caitlin Scott, I'm going to Disney World this December for the first time. What's one thing I have to do while in there? Okay, so you're there in December. You got to do the Christmas stuff. Watch the Christmas parade. At Epcot, they've got the different holidays around the world, and that will let you see all the different stories that go on there. That is really neat. Check out the Christmas lights. Enjoy it. Hopefully you're going the first couple weeks of December. If you're going the week of Christmas and New Year's, be ready for extreme heavy crowds. Let's see. Follower of Christ, can I give any extra tips to get extra enjoyment out of Disney parks, even if you've been there many times? Relax. If you've been there a bunch, look for things that you haven't seen. Look for the little nooks and crannies. Get the book on hidden Mickeys and look for those, because that'll give you something new and different to do. See what other experiences are out there. Find a new place to eat that you haven't been to. Let's see. Favorite Disney character? Again, I can't pick just one. I'm sorry. It's terrible. Favorite Gerstlauer coaster? Ooh, there's a coaster enthusiast for you from Patty Whelan. I don't know if I can pick out a favorite Gerstlauer. I can tell you I did not like their old wood coaster trains. I found them very uncomfortable. I have been on a handful of Gerstlauer coasters. Off the top of my head, I don't remember which ones are Gerstlauer. I want to say the spinning coaster at Six Flags St. Louis is, which was a lot of fun. But I don't remember too many. The last few years I haven't been able to add very many new coasters because of budgets. And so if it's a new coaster in the last 5-6 years, I probably haven't been on it. Let's see. And several of these I've kind of covered already at other parts. So if you have a question I'm skipping over, you may want to go back and watch the other part of the video and see if I've answered it, because there's several that I have adjusted already. Am I a pirate? No, I live in the middle of Missouri. There's no water here to be a pirate. If I had to live in one land in Magic Kingdom, which would it be? Probably Fantasyland, because I live in a fantasy world. Matt Casey asked if I've been to Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. Yes, I have. It was actually part of that same trip that the Cedar Point happened on. Really enjoyed it. Loved the Beast. Got to ride Son of Beast. And the initials for that coaster are very appropriate. That was not a loss to see it close down and be torn apart. Tear it down. Let's see. Any suggestions for theme parks in Washington State? There's the Puyallup Fair up there. I have not been to it, but I've heard good things. The coaster is supposed to be great. What do I think of haunted houses? I am not a big haunted house person. Not big into scares, and especially not the bloods and guts and murder and stuff like that. Not my thing. I like Mickey's Not So Scary because it's fun and innocent. If it's something that a kid can do, I will probably enjoy it. If it's not, I probably won't. Just how I am. I'm weird. Let's see. Melanie, good morning from Southern California. Good morning to you too. We lived in Oxnard for 6 years. Let's see. Amy Dyer Bob, we're going to Silver Dollar City in June. Any insider tips? Already planning to bring some silver and gold for the train robbers. They will appreciate that. Don't forget the Marvel Cave, which is why the park was built. It's about a 1-hour tour. Lots of walking. Very neat, though. The main cavern, they actually flew 3 hot air balloons at one time. It's huge. That's right as you walk in. Doesn't cost anything extra in the park. Definitely check the Flooded Mine. Do Fire in the Hole. Those are kind of the classics in the train. If you get those, you got a real good feel for Silver Dollar City. Check the shows, too. This is the last summer that Harlem Globetrotters will be here, so that's a fun thing to do. Trying to wrap up here. I'm already running over time, but let me go about 10 more minutes. I have not been to Hershey Great Adventure. I've been to a couple parks in Pennsylvania for C.J. Shepard. I have not been to most of New England, and that area I would really like to go. That's kind of my big hole in my map right now. Hershey and Great Adventure are big on my list of places I want to go to. Same thing with Six Flags New England, which I see there. Looking for volunteers for thrill coaster tours. I am not familiar with that. So Coaster Master, if you go to my channel page, look for the About, there's a thing to send a message. Send me a message on that. I'd like to know more on that. I'm not familiar with what that is. But yeah, it could definitely be interesting. What do I think you should write in Silver Dollar City? Everything. That's for Minecraft Boy 6860. I write everything in the park. Literally everything. So, it's all fun. Thoughts on the Phoenix at Knoebels from Luke Seifert. Okay, so Knoebels, the last time I was there was 2001. I was there for Phoenix Fall Fun Fest, which you may have seen my shirt I wear sometimes. Phoenix at that time was easily my #1 roller coaster. I usually say I don't pick favorites. That one at that time absolutely was. The airtime on it was insane for the night rides. Had a blast with the company I was with. It's been 16 years. I don't know how it has held up over the years, but I loved it. I desperately would love to ride it again. I can't say enough good things about Phoenix. Loved Phoenix at Knoebels. Let's see. I have Margot Currian. I have seen videos of the Pirates of the Caribbean at Shanghai. I don't think the videos are possibly capturing all that's in that ride. The people I've talked to have been on it said it is incredible, but there's no. It's like the Grand Canyon. Phoenix can't, or pictures cannot do it justice. So I'd love to go. Somebody want to pay my way to China? Let's see. Any tips for oh, where'd it go? This thing jumped on me. Universal Studios. Oh, okay. Follower of Christ. Any tips for professional like picture taking on regular cameras? Just do your best. The more pictures you shoot, the better you will get. Every picture you take, look at it and say, what could I have done better? What could have been worse? And just constantly shoot. After you shoot thousands of pictures, then you'll see your picture taking improve. Stone Dude 123. I always do more dumb guest stories. There's one on Bush coming up soon. Mr. Cheese Roblox. I have no clue what language you're speaking there. So, do I like Zootopia from... I can't pronounce that. Yes, we really enjoyed Zootopia. We bought that as soon as it came out on Blu-ray. Kenobi Lake Park is on my list to visit. Carowinds is on my list of places I'd love to visit. Best age to take a child to Disney. I would say at least 4 or 5 years old. That way they're old enough to know what it is. They've seen the movies. They'll understand them. They'll know the storylines. People take babies in. Babies can't remember. Toddlers are young enough that it can overwhelm them. So for me, 4 or 5 is about the best time to start taking them. And then from up from there. And let's see. Stuck on bed rest from back surgery and they keep me smiling. I will say a prayer for you, Nancy, or Nikki, sorry. I injured my back in high school. I remember what that was like. I didn't have surgery, but flat on my back for 3 weeks was the pits. So I'm happy I could bring some joy to you while you recover. Praying for speedy recovery for you. And with that, my timer is buzzing here. Trying to see if there's a last question I can get. What do I think? Tomorrow's Knoebels opening day. Yep. Oh, yeah. For not to bore him, Kenobi is actually known in enthusiast circles. If you pay attention to coaster enthusiasts and the coaster fan pages and stuff, Kenobi is definitely known. So don't be surprised there. With that, I'm going to actually have to start signing out. Think about me this weekend. We're actually going to be really stupid, and we're driving up to St. Louis tonight. We've bought season passes for Six Flags, and they've got to be processed before April 30th, which means we've got to do it this weekend, and it is supposed to absolutely pour rain. So we're not expecting the park rides to be open, but we got to get the passes processed, so that way, at the end of May, when we go down to Texas for Six Flags, we've got our passes. So if you're at Six Flags over Texas after Memorial Day, hey, keep an eye out. You never know. So, Cameron Grandstaff, I don't know if this is going to be a regular thing. I do plan on doing a bigger one, probably the second week of May when my son can help me. So I'll do that one in the evening when we can do more people. I would like to do it occasionally more often. Thank you so much for everybody joining me. I really appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. Hope I got a lot of your questions in. So, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful time. Hi, everybody. Have a wonderful day. I will be catching you next time. Keep an eye on my channel and watch for the announcement there, as well as on the Facebook and the Reddit. If you haven't seen it, Facebook is there we go. Facebook.com/TheSirWillow. And then Reddit, just search for SirWillow on Reddit, and you'll pull up the Reddit for me. We'll talk to you there. Have a great day.